Right then.
Right then. Happy New Year.
Welcome to our first live of 2025. How mad is that?
It's not mad at all.
Well, it is.
I suppose it is the 2025.
It is. Thank you all for coming and joining us already. You can see the comments. There's quite a few of you here, so thank you so much. A little bit something different tonight. You may see a couple of ads pop up, so don't worry about that if you do. Just skip through them and move on. We've just changed the monetization settings just very slightly, so hopefully they won't be too intrusive. But anyway, let us know. But welcome to our first live of 2025. So, and what a year 2024 was, Paulie Morgan.
It was like it was 12 months long.
It was.
We did some stuff.
We did.
And yeah, that's it really.
Well, we'll go on to that in a moment because we've had a bit of a recap, which you've probably seen from our thumbnail if you noticed, of what we've been up to. But just going to say a few highs to start with. Nice to see Syncap here, who was the first one here today. Happy New Year to you too. And Nick and Tracy here, which is always great to see. One of our moderators just saying, welcome to the first Paul and Carole Live of 2025. If you have a question, please start your comment with a question. I know we say this all the time, but it's really hard to pick out those questions, isn't it, in the comments? And they've already got the first one, look.
Yeah, and luckily, Nick and Tracy have abided by their own rules.
They have.
And they've put question because they got a question.
They have. So, Nick and Tracy are asking, what are you most looking forward to in 2025?
Definitely our first live. That's what I'm looking forward to the most.
First thing that's popped into my head is it's the year of group cruises, which has been in the planning for 2 years, well, just under 2 years, hasn't it? Maybe a little bit more than that. When we first started talking to Dan.
It seems like a long time ago. But oh boy, did it come home to roost today because it was time to pay.
Yes, exactly that. But there we are. That's what you have to do if you want to cruise. But yeah, so I'm looking forward. We've got, for those of you that don't know, and I'm sure most of you do, we've got our first. Are you changing the subject already?
No, you can talk without. You can carry on.
He's got a new T-shirt. Do you want to talk about your T-shirt first?
No, you carry on.
Oh, thank you. We've got, it's a year of group cruises, and we've got our first one in May, which is our first group cruise, as I keep saying. And it's
our first group cruise in May? What's
Sky Princess going to Scandinavia, and we know a lot of you already in the comments are joining us, so we can't wait to meet you guys for the first time, and those that we've already met before. So that's very exciting. And just a little add-on about group cruises, we've actually added on our website, we've got a page called Group Cruises, and on there it shows what group cruises we've got booked. This one in May is a free-for-all, so anyone could come to it, and it went a bit bananas. So we've got nearly 200 people joining us in May.
But just to point out, just as a sidebar, anyone's welcome to join us, but you've got to book it through Dan to be part of the group cruise festivities, which is going to include goodie bags off Princess, it's going to include some stuff from us, it's going to include all sorts of stuff.
It is. Lots of prizes to be won.
Yes.
So, but yeah, so that's our one in May. But on top of that, we've also organised a Patreon and members only cruise for next April. So if you want more details about that, then you need to join our Patreon and or YouTube member. And also we've now got our first group cruise, river cruise, which is next Christmas, so it's next December. So if you want to know more about that, it's this December. If you want to know more about that, you need to sign up for our newsletter, which is really important. If you haven't already signed up for it, then please do, because this is how we get a lot of our information out. So just go to our website or go into the description of this video after it's finished and click on sign up for our newsletter, because if you do that, every time we send it once a month, sometimes a little bit more frequent, but mostly just once a month. So we're not going to ram your inbox with a load of spam, but just with information of what we got planned in the future and how to get on these group cruises if you want to join us. So that's our group cruise information. What? Pass you the nail file. Why are you filing your nails on a live?
Well, because it's got a bit of a thing on it and it's annoying me.
Skagger, you got a skagger. Anyway, don't mind Paul. You were going to show everyone your T-shirt. So look what a lovely present from Dan, our travel agent.
I still haven't worked out that when I'm looking at the screen, everything's backwards. So I think I'm pointing at it.
No,
now,
you're not.
But it's the wrong way
That's
around.
it.
So this is the front.
And this is the back.
This is the back. You'll have to tell me. What do I have to do?
Bend down. Not that way. Not stick your bum out. Just bring your back towards. That's it. That's it. So you can see it there. So yes. So Dan kindly sent us a few goodies. So Dan and his dad, Tony. So thank you so much for that, Dan. Paul was over the moon, and he hasn't drank any of his thatchers either yet, have we?
No.
We're trying to be very good. We're on water.
I was going to do a little twerk while I was down there, and then my knees reminded me that I'm 60, and so the brain said yes, the knees said no.
No. And we've been out walking today, so we've done a lot of steps.
That's why the knees said no.
So, what are you most looking forward to in 2025, then, Paulie?
Tonight's live.
Also, we got our first Patreon and YouTube members meetup on Saturday in London. So that's going to be awesome too. So thoroughly looking forward to that.
And I promise, despite the fact that I will be watching the football first, I will be in a good mood, even though Tottenham's going to get hammered by Newcastle. But don't worry about that.
Yes, well, I'm not getting into that conversation.
You're not going to come and watch it with me?
Probably not. I'd rather sit in the hotel room on watching telly. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, we're meeting everyone after the football, so.
No support at all.
I get fed up with them losing, Paulie, and you getting angry. So anyway.
I don't get angry.
Anyway, back to our lovely live and our lovely people here. So everyone's saying Happy New Year. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Peter's watching from Australia. We fly to Heathrow on Monday, the 6th to board Queen Victoria for South America. That is very exciting. Nice. South America. That's not on our list yet, is it? But it ought to be. Barbara's here from a sunny day in Highcliffe-on-Sea. It's been sunny here too, but cold, isn't it? It's been -1 today.
You haven't clicked on Barbara.
No, I haven't clicked on hardly anyone down here, Paulie.
You clicked on Peter? Come on, mate, do it properly.
Bridget's here. Happy New Year, everyone.
Hello,
we had a blast. Do you know what we did is we had a very quiet, we had a lovely Christmas with family and friends, a Christmas sort of quite a few outings, didn't we? And then New Year's Eve, we decided just to stay in, and the day turned into a bit of a disaster. Because what did I do, Paulie Morgan?
There was obviously a village missing an idiot, because Carole decided she'd put, I'm going to say, about 25 to 30 hours into what's going to be the final episode of our Royal Clipper series. And I was sat on the sofa doing some stuff, and she said, right, that's it now. Shut everything down. Let's get into the New Year's Eve mode. We'll have a little drinky poos. Job's a good one. And I said, okay, so I'm shutting my computer down, and the next thing I hear is, oh, no, I can't believe I done that. She, in her wisdom, decided that despite the fact that she'd put 25, 30 hours into this video, she then deleted it like an absolute buffoon. We then spent the next half an hour trying to decide, now, if somebody comes on here now and says, yes, you can do that, if you know how to do it, don't tell us. No. Whatever you do, don't even private message us.
Look, if it happens again.
Keep that information to yourself for the time being. Because we went online, we done this, we done that. Different apps. I said, is there a bin? No, there ain't a bin on a map. Is it this? Is it that? So after much fretting, toing and froing, and toys being thrown out the pram, mostly by me, she had to start all over again. So what an absolute galoot.
I am. Anyway, I've got to put my positive pants on. I thought, right, how can I?
And I didn't even know she had any positive pants. Where'd you get them from?
Well,
I need a pair of them.
Spencer's.
I definitely need a pair of positive pants.
The positive pants.
Oh, was that one?
Yeah. So I use iMovie, and not stupidly, I've had a few glitches with the iMovie app that I've got, and it's not deleting certain episodes. And I thought I was deleting episode 4, but as it was, I clicked on episode 5. But anyway, I don't want to talk about that because
the good news is
it's done, and I reckon I've got till 6 o'clock tomorrow night, but I reckon I've got about 4 hours left to do, 4 hours of time by the time I've edited it and re-edited. So hopefully we're still on track. So the disaster's been averted.
Yeah. But if not, we're going to put episode 4 out again and just rename it.
No, we're not. But anyway, so that wasn't the plan to start to.
Happy New Year. That was New Year's Eve.
Anyway, all sorted now, so that's good. So let's just have a little recap of our 2024. Do you reckon, Paulie? Yeah. So for those of you that have seen I put it on Facebook and our social media, so if you follow us there, you've probably seen this. But just to say that in 2024, we did 62 days at seas.
Can I
see what's the matter?
That's driving me mad.
Okay. What are you doing?
It's in the way. It's getting on me.
Anyway, it's filling with the carpet now. He's filing his nails. Anyway, 62 days at sea, 8 cruises, 7 cruise lines, 13 flights in 20 countries. So that was a pretty epic year, wasn't it?
It was pretty good.
Yes. So will we beat that in 2025? Who knows? But for those that haven't been with us for a while, or you're watching catch up, what we did do was we started the year basically on our Ama Waterways Cambodia cruise, didn't we? The river cruise in Cambodia and Vietnam, which was absolutely phenomenal. We did Queen Anne, which was the maiden cruise, which was a roller coaster of a trip. Though still, Queen Anne is a beautiful ship, though it taught us not to go on a maiden cruise ever again.
Well, see, I disagree, because we did the maiden on Morella,
we did,
and it went completely without a hitch. Unfortunately, Cunard Queen Anne wasn't the case. It was terrible in so many ways, but yes, it is a beautiful ship.
Yeah, I mean, we would go back on it, but just
but not for another 15 years.
No, Aurora was then a little short one on Aurora before we went on Fred Olsen Ballet to Norway. We then were on the Royal Clipper, which is the series that's going out now. Then we were on the Amsterdam Holland America, which was a fantastic itinerary, probably one of our favourites of the year, I would say, because of Malta and Greece being in it. And then we were on the Celebrity Eclipse. Actually, that was another favourite, wasn't it?
With Gary,
Gary on Gary's group cruise all around Canada and New England. And then we've been on Queen Victoria, which we'll have seen before Christmas. So it was a real mix match of different things and different itineraries, which was amazing. So, and I won't run through the countries because we'll be here all night.
Yes.
So if you want to ask us any questions about any of those cruises, then just let us know in the comments. So let's just say, go back to saying hi to a few people and see if we've got any other questions. So there was Nick and Tracy. So Tony G's here as well, and Gillian Morris. So Rose Bruce, we catched up with Rose on Saturday. So lovely to see you here. Corinne's still in Calgary. Corinne's one of our members, and she's Happy New Year from Calgary. It's -19 or 2 Fahrenheit. I'm going to be cooking Granny's macaroni cheese for lunch for my grandsons. Well, listening to you both. Well, enjoy and continue enjoying your family time, because family time is very precious.
It most definitely is, as is macaroni cheese.
Yes, we haven't had macaroni cheese for a long time.
No, you won't let me make it.
Catherine's asking, are we all keeping warm? Yes, we are, but it is bitterly cold. Well, not as cold as Calgary.
Yeah, it was.
So we can't moan.
It was minus something this morning. And
there's a bit of a sleep warning coming in, isn't there?
I don't know. I don't bother with the weather, mate. Well, I want to know what the weather's doing tomorrow. Look out the window in the morning.
Well, true. Barbara's saying that she's going on I'm a cruise virgin, but I booked a trip to Norway fjords in July with Saga, and I'm a solo traveller. Any advice? Saga are brilliant. You'll be well looked after. Yeah. Go with a very open mind, chat to everyone who's sat next to you, and just try things you've never done before would be my biggest advice.
You don't really need much advice when you're going to Norway and you're going with Saga, because that is a very, very good choice.
It is a small ship with fantastic outside spaces, fantastic service, superb food.
Yes.
For those of you that are new to Saga or want to know more about it, we've got a vlog series all about our time on Spirit of Adventure, which was fabulous, wasn't it? Fabulous.
It was indeed.
Kevin's here also from Calgary, so he's keeping warm, hopefully. And Kevin B from New York. Yo, Happy New Year. So lovely to see you guys here. And Donna and Scott here, even though just jumping in to wish you all a very Happy New Year. Still at work till 8. Ice maker is fantastic. Still blame you two for making me spend my money. That's one of the best things we bought this year, isn't it? An ice maker. And over Christmas, we were with our friends.
It's not this year. It's
last year. We were staying with friends that had Deb and Steve. They got a digital photo frame, which I bought only about 4 days ago, and we've got that in the corner by the telly now. And I've uploaded 800 photos to it, and oh my god, the memories that are popping up are just absolutely fantastic.
When you're trying to watch the telly, it's so distracting. Though.
Well, it's not. I enjoy it.
Yeah, because you watch that rather than the telly, don't you?
I do.
And then she'll look at me and say, "What's just happened? Can you wind it back?"
But anyway, if you want to know all about our favourite things, then go to our Amazon shop. Just Google Paul and Carole Amazon shop, and you'll find all those bits and bobs there.
We can sing you a song about it.
We can sing a song
about our favourite things.
Oh, that's
raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens.
Andy and Carl are here, so even and all in a very happy new year. And Gillian's just saying about Saga too. You will have a great time at Saga. They look after everyone brilliantly and have events for solo passages that you can join in with or not. How you feel? Yeah, Saga are great. Andy and Carla are asking, you cruise for 62 days in 2024. How many cruise days have you booked so far in 2025? Will you beat your current record? We have got, because we worked this out earlier, wasn't it? Because I said, I wonder how many we've got booked. And I wrote it down somewhere. Currently, we've got 52 days booked. Where we weren't going to book much in 2025, were we?
Don't even get me started.
But join us in our live. Is it next week? We're going to do the big, because we're on a very big trip come the end of the month. So I think I've allocated, is it next week or the week after, to announce our big trip.
Big things happening at the end of this month. But the biggest thing of all is Big John, my dad, is 90 years of age on the 27th of January.
Yes.
And I've told him, because he's coming on a group cruise, and then when we get on the group cruise, we're going to give him the bumps.
Yeah. Yes. So that's going to be fantastic. So everyone's saying hello to each other. Let's see. Well, what other questions have we got here? Catherine said, I hit like first before loading comments and I don't forget. Good plan, Catherine. Very good plan.
A pre-like.
A pre-like.
Oh, I like that. Pre-approved for a like. It's like a credit card, isn't it? You've been pre-approved for a Wonga card.
Wonga?
Well, I just tried to make something up that wasn't, I don't want. The last thing I want to do is be accused of product placement, and then that company might give me something. So I don't want to do that.
Gayton, sorry if I've pronounced your name incorrectly, which knowing me, I do. Saying hello, Sheila and Gates from Whitby, Ontario, Canada. Lots of familiar names, isn't there? Whitby, because there's Whitby is it Yorkshire or Northumberland?
Whitby's at Neath. And they have the very famous Halloween walk.
They do.
Where they all, is it the goth walk or something? Which I love. I'm not a goth. As you can probably tell, I got the wrong colour hair for being a goth for a start. But it just looks amazing. I would love to do that one day. I know I'd have to dress like an undertaker or whatever, but they do. They just
we've been threatening to go up to Northumberland in the camper van because it's got some most beautiful beaches, we've been told. So that's definitely on
But it would take us 17 hours in the camper. But the biggest problem is now, please you're welcome to put your comments in the comments. I have been told that Whitby has got the best fish and chips in the whole of Great Britain. Can anybody argue with that? Let me know in the comments.
Exactly. Tina's here, so love to see Tina. Wish you all a happy and healthy new year. And so is Jim and Dwayne. So thank you for joining.
Evening all.
Tina's asking, did I manage to fix the vlog with your big pants on? I did. So hopefully,
well, she didn't.
Well, I haven't yet.
Fix it.
I restarted and I've nearly got it done again.
Yeah.
So there's been a few late nights already on there. But anyway, it's worth it. It'll be done. So yes. Rebecca's hi from a sunny North Carolina. Question, have you ever done a Disney cruise and eaten at Remy? I go in 2 months and have Remy reservations. Just wondered if anyone has experienced eating, I guess, there.
I don't know what Remy is.
I guess it's a specialty restaurant. We've not done Disney, but hopefully someone in the comments may have. So if anyone has them, please let Rebecca know. Ted K, have a nice day. Says hello 2025.
Hello, Ted. Once Disney comes down to £68 a night, me and Carol's going to be all over it. But until that day, I'd like to do Disney to try it.
We're not, but prices are crazy.
It's too much money.
It's too much money for something that we didn't really, want to do, but it's not top of the list. So Craig's here. We're seeing Craig on Saturday too, and Christy's here too. Christy from Alabama. So lovely to see you guys here.
Where's she from, Ellie?
Alabama. I didn't say an Alabama accent because I can't do that.
You can't do any accent, mate.
Alabama. No, anyway.
You try.
But lovely to see Christy and Kean. So that's great. Reese is here as well. Happy New Year to PNC plus the PNCers.
So Reese is determined for us to have a name.
PNCers.
Between Reese and No Ice Nick, they're determined for us to have a handle that they can be, so they can be a PNCer or a whatever, you know, like a believer or a believer.
Oh,
or what's Taylor's a Swiftie.
Okay. Happy New Year from Jill and Sandra. So thank you. And Google Claire's in the house. Good to see you all. Remember to hit the like button. Yes, please. And we'll be catching up with Claire on Saturday too.
We will. And I think it's very generous of Claire to say that she's getting the first round up. What a lovely gesture that is.
Ignore him, Claire. So Kevin B saying, is the rest of the world aware that New Year's official start is when the board drops in Times Square? No, I think you'll find it's an island in New Zealand, actually, just off New Zealand, I believe.
Is it?
And I can't remember the name, so I was Googling it on New Year's Eve.
Claire will tell us.
But yes, no, Kevin, actually, no. We stayed awake, didn't we, to watch all the fireworks over London?
First time in about 3 years. I've stayed away, but Carole's like, she's so rock and roll. But I don't know if you saw on my Instagram stories, that we were going to get a Chinese takeaway.
We were.
And then I had a moment of clarity and I said, you know what, I'm going to have a go at some stuff. And I made some tempura chicken in a chili, garlic, honey and soy sauce and shredded crispy lamb with peppers and onions and some chips and curry sauce. And it was fabulous. It was
like a fake away, wasn't it? Fake away. So and it was delicious.
Carole didn't know what fake away was, so when I put fake away on the Instagram story, she said, you spelled takeaway wrong. I said, no, it's a fake away. It means it's like a takeaway, but you've done it yourself.
Yes. Rock Doc's here, so Keith, bit nippy out there it is. And Jeff is here. Ahoy from Ohio. That's hard to say, isn't it? Ahoy from Ohio. Ahoy. Happy New Year, Jeff and Bob.
Ahoy from Ohio. Oh, it is actually, isn't it?
Ahoy from Ohio. Lots of H's and O's.
Ahoy from Ohio.
Ahoy, Ohio. So Jerry's here as well from no, so lovely to see you, Jerry. And we've got Craig, Mike and Carrie from Chile, North Carolina. Well, Mike's in North Carolina. Carrie was in Alaska with her sister and posted the most fantastic Northern Lights in Alaska on our Discord, which was absolutely awesome.
Here's a question for you.
Oh.
If you're in the north, do you just call them lights?
Yes, that is a good question.
It's like if you've got
in the comments.
Like if you've got a Japanese Akita dog, but you live in Japan, is it just an Akita?
Questions. If you've got a sheepdog in England, is it an English sheepdog? That's what they call him, though. English sheepdog. Anyway. Let's go.
I don't even know what to do with that, really.
Happy New Year to all. Yes, Happy New Year. Jackie R's asking, Carole, have you stayed at Warner's Studley Castle? We had a lovely time just before Christmas, like a cruise ship without the cruise. We haven't stayed at Studley's Castle, but we've stayed at home. What's the man in there?
Studley's Castle.
Studley.
Studley Castle, not Studley's Castle. He's not like a bloke.
It might be. Most of these things are owned by...
His name's Johnny Studley.
It could be.
And he owns Studley's Castle.
He might be an Earl Studley or something. Anyway, we haven't stayed there, but we've stayed at Home Lacey. And you're right. Warner's is like a cruise ship without the cruise. It's a fantastic option for going somewhere that serves good food, has good entertainment in the beautiful castles and properties around the UK. So we love Warner's and we love taking your dad there now, don't we? So, but yeah, we'd like to try some other ones because we've been, to Home Lacey now like 5 times? Only because it's easy. It's in Hereford. So it's literally takes us about half an hour to get there. So it's not too far.
Yeah, it's less than an hour. Less than an hour's drive.
But yeah, definitely agree. Warner's are a really good option. Sarah, Gail and Mike are here. Happy New Year.
Hello.
Reese is saying, have you any cruises booked for 2026 or is Dan having a rest? Dan's never having a rest. We have got a few planned. Very exciting, actually. One that's just...
But we can't tell you.
Not yet.
Because it's not allowed. Well, we've got obviously the group cruise.
We've got our April, haven't we, with the patrons, but we've got another biggie that we're planning in the throes of planning at the moment, aren't we? We've planned bits of it. We like to do something big at the beginning of the year, don't we?
What I've done big at the beginning of this year is grown my belly to
You've lost a few pounds?
Well, when I got back from the cruise, the Queen Victoria, and I'm blaming Ken and Lindsay for this. Now, there's two reasons why I'm blaming
Ken and Lindsay aren't here. They're at rehearsals.
Ken and Lindsay aren't here to defend themselves. So unless they watch this on catch-up, they will never know that I've criticised them. So it's Ken and Lindsay's fault. And the reason it's their fault is because Ken, especially Ken, kept making us go to the late-night buffet on Queen Victoria. Now, is that not true?
Did. We were all after ham.
So it's Ken and Lindsay's fault, but mainly Ken. And then after the Christmas festivities, I was officially the fattest I've ever been in my life. I was weighing in at 7.6 tons. When I got on the scales actually started crying.
But anyway, you managed to lose a few now, haven't you?
Despite having a few nights out and a fake away and this, that, and the other, I have managed to lose since between Christmas and New Year, 5.5 pounds.
Yeah, we've been really good.
Very pleased with that.
We've had, like I say, a few days with the family and stuff, but in between everything, I've been really good this week as well, aren't we? Ready for having a bit of a blowout on the weekend?
Yeah, I won't be drinking all weekend when we go to London.
Okay.
And there's no way that anybody can make me.
We'll see. Davina's here, so love to see you. Oh, excuse me. And Claire saying, looking forward to meeting some of you on Saturday. Exactly that. Lots of people saying best wishes for 2025. Mike is asking, what is the vintage of Paul Thatcher's t-shirt? Since 1904.
1904, yeah. So it's actually...
But it's a new one.
It's brand new, yeah. It's actually 5 years before Carole was born, Thatcher's one.
Mark and Sheila here, so love to see you guys. And this is a good question from Rob CP. Clockwise or anti-clockwise on the promenade deck? Let us know in the comments, because on some, he's quite right, on some cruise ships I think, it's anti-clockwise, and then you go on some cruise ships and it tells you to go the other way. And we've been told off in our videos, haven't we, a few times, you've gone around the promenade the wrong way, and we're like, actually it's not always clear, is it?
No, actually,
until you read the sign saying go this way.
What I usually say is mind your own business.
But you're quite right saying that. It's It's
if it doesn't say,
it should be anti. I've always known that it was anti-clockwise.
So I like to go clockwise.
That way round.
I like to go the way of the clock.
The way of the what?
The clock.
Clock. Okay.
What's wrong with you?
Jackie R saying Happy New Year. Kevin B, my balance the group cruise all paid up. Yes. Oh, exciting. Frank and Jen are here from New Mexico. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year to you. Sue saying Happy New Year, and there's a good one, and lots of cruises. Yes, and in Carole paid up as well, so we go. So good to meet everyone.
So what we know is definitely then that there's at least 6 of us going.
Yes, there are.
Cool.
So many people. Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Paul is saying, oi, oi.
Oi, 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 Savaloy.
It's Gavin and Stacey, isn't it? Is it Gavin and Stacey? Oi, oi, Savaloy?
They say everything.
They say everything.
How good was Gavin and Stacey Christmas Day? What was all
we talked about our last live.
I'm still talking.
We watched the making of it.
How good was the documentary?
Yeah. Fabulous, absolutely fabulous. Made us cry again.
We nearly found out about the fishing trip, didn't we?
Yes.
That was genius.
Well, they
they were absolute genius.
For those of you who don't watch it, if you ever get a chance to clock a series called Gavin and Stacey, if you're across the pond in the States, make sure have a look on BritBox, etc. Have a look at it, because it's brilliant. So Rock Doc as well. Keith's all paid up, getting real all of a sudden. It is
8 of us now.
I'm going to be really nervous, I think. You're not.
No.
You'll be so chilled.
I'll be so chilled out. No, I won't, because they don't sell that on Princess.
No, they don't. Mike Sask, have you made full recovery on the technical difficulties? Yes, I have. It's all going well. I haven't got there quite yet, but nearly. So everyone's saying hi to each other. So Mark's asking, I believe it's the start of the wave season. It is. Wave season being the season where, hello there, no, there's lots of offers on cruise lines. And what should we expect? Have any cruise lines begun their offers? How do you know when cruise lines announce their offers? We try and keep in the loop, and we've seen quite a few. One that we work very closely with, and we're big fans of, is Morella Cruises. They've currently got a offer on for after £200 up to £300 off their cruises. So go and check that through our social posts. But there are lots of offers. So many ping up, don't they, in your emails, which gets a bit frustrating. But that's one that I would definitely recommend, because there seems to be some good bargains to be had, some good late cruises as well to be had with Morella.
Late deals with Morella, and lots of other stuff. But but it depends what you want, isn't it? I think always a good starting point is just because sometimes you think, well, that's a good deal, but is it actually what you really want to do? So the first thing that we do is, if we got our eyes on some cruises, is just Google them and see, have the prices come down? I've started keeping a bit of a spreadsheet. I'm turning into a bit of a spreadsheet nerd, actually, and I'm weirdo.
So my advice to you is, if when you're looking at cruises, just keep an eye on them, because then you'll know if they're true sales or not. Because sometimes some sales just aren't what they seem, are they? No. They put their price up, then they just drop them back down. So my advice to you, if you are looking at specific cruises, then get a
spreadsheet.
Get a spreadsheet.
I think that's a great idea.
Get a spreadsheet. So Life in the Parks is here. Great to see you here. Happy New Year. And Simon saying, when can we see a new blog? We have a new blog out on Fridays. So if you haven't watched already, we're just this was the last episode of our Raw Clipper. So we're poorly helped put the sales up. And this Friday, if all goes well, then episode 5, our last episode, will be out of Royal Clipper. We've just got the cabin clopper. Royal Chopper. And then I just need the cabin review done, and then we're going straight into celebrity clips in Canada, because I want to try in my head, you see, before New Year's Eve, I thought, oh my God, I'm making good progress. I am going to be on fire in January, because I really don't want to do too much work when we're away on our trip come February. And I thought, I'm on track with this episode, and if I can get the whole series of celebrity clips done in January, then that'll be good. And then that all went pear-shaped. But anyway, hopefully, we'll see. Oi, Grace is in the house as well, so lovely to see you here. Sally's just booked Cunard Queen Mary 2 for June 2026. It'll be our first time on Cunard. Well, I'm sure you'll have a fab time. We love Cunard. It's class, isn't it? It really is class.
It is.
So hopefully you'll have a good time.
And get yourself to G32 nightclub.
Yes.
And then tell me that that's not the best nightclub at sea.
Yeah. It is great. Great ship. Lots of information on our website and our YouTube channel about Queen Mary 2. So if you want to know information, just check that out. Marilyn's asking, are there any more Royal Clipper cruises? But not at the moment, but we definitely both said we would love to go back on. It's just such a unique experience. It's not like a cruise ship, obviously. It's a true sailing experience. So we definitely... we definitely would love to do that.
It's a fabulous experience.
In fact, we're looking at doing more quirky stuff, aren't we? It doesn't get the views on YouTube because it's so niche and bespoke. But for us, it's just a magnificent experience, isn't it? Just very different. Kevin's just saying, yes, you can recover. I want to just say thanks to everyone, because when I done what I did, I put it on our Patreon feed, and I want to just say thank you to all our members, just for so much words of support, because I was in a bit of a 2 and 8, wasn't I?
So is he saying you could have recovered that one?
Kevin said you can recover.
Now, does that mean she can recover from the disappointment, or she could have recovered
Kevin,
it?
we need to have next time we have our Zoom then you'll need to let me know how.
Say to her, why don't you ask people? But she was being such a stubborn Monkosaurus Rex that she said no, and
I didn't. I tried to get a solution myself, and I couldn't find it.
She went outside. She got in the black bin. She shut the lid down on herself, and she said, "I'm waiting until Monday when they come and empty the bins."
I did, but then it was too smelly, so I got it back out. So, Mike is just saying, I guess the news has been made PNC clairvoyant because all my questions are being answered before they get to them. They have.
Ready, Mike?
Right.
You think of a number 17.
Bridget's saying that last year was your 60th, but it was Thatcher's 120th. What did you do for your favourite cider's birthday?
Well, is that not right then?
Well, that's since 1904. Yes, 120 years ago.
Oh, of course, yeah.
You're the one that can do maths, not me.
Well, I was reading it upside down. Do you know, I didn't realise, so I'll have a cider on Saturday.
I'm sure you will.
As a late celebration.
Christopher Nee's asking, Happy New Year to you both from the Nee's question. If you could change anything for the better on any cruise ship for 2025, what would it be? Provide quiet spaces where there's no music playing. So if you're traveling with friends or you want some quiet time, there's some quiet spaces, because the more we cruise, the harder it's getting to find, particularly when we're traveling with friends, a quiet place to actually sit. And that sounds really old and fuddy-duddy, we're getting really boring. But sometimes you just want to chat, and sometimes you don't feel you can chat when people are performing. I mean, I would never chat in a theatre or like that, but when you're in a lounge and there's music on, when you can't hear each other, and two, you don't want to be rude to the performers, so it'd be nice to say, is there some quieter areas? And that's one thing, and you'd never think that this is the cruise line or on the Carnival celebration, Carnival ship, they nailed that, didn't they?
Yeah.
Because we found some quiet spaces. But the more we were talking about this on Queen Victoria, there wasn't huge places you could go that had just nothing at all. On an evening, I'm talking. In the day, it's much easier, isn't it?
Or even some just very low volume background music. They always feel, and I always say that my saying is that fear in the silence. Is like they fear the silence, and they feel that everywhere you go around the ship, and the worst cruise line we've been on last year for doing this was Celebrity, even to the point when you got off the ship, they had huge speakers playing music everywhere you went. It was a constant
and we love music, and we love having a dance, and we love listening to live music. Sometimes you just want to go somewhere, so that's one thing I think cruise lines should take into consideration. I think that's why we really enjoy the Vista class ships in some ways, and going there on a sunny itinerary because of the outside space where you can find somewhere quiet. But sadly, when you cruise from the UK, the weather's so unpredictable, and mostly it's rubbish, isn't it?
Yeah. And what I would change, and this I promise I won't have a rant, is 5 minutes before a theatre show starts,
lock the doors.
The doors are shut.
Yeah.
And I don't care if you're the Queen of Sheba, King Charles, Elon Musk, I don't care who you are. 5 minutes before that show starts, those doors are shut and you don't get in.
Yeah.
Because every single cruise we go on, and the morons that do it seem to have no shame at all, and they'll wander, there's a seats over there, love. Look over at the front. It's like, oh.
Yes, that does.
Anyway, I did have a little rant. So that would be one of the things I'd change.
Yeah.
And the other thing would be that beer should be free.
Yeah. Warren Wilson, Happy New Year from San Antonio, Texas. Love to see you here, Warren. Tina saying, I can't figure out how you did an odd number of flights. Surely you have to fly both ways.
No.
Queen Mary, transatlantic.
Yeah, that's what
we didn't do that last year.
No, but we had a flight.
Flights. I'm saying transatlantic. No, we flew when we went to Amma Waterways. Obviously, we flew. So we had an odd number of flights that time because we actually flew to Thailand, flew to Vietnam, got off in Cambodia.
You're confusing yourself.
I am confusing myself, but because we've done trips that have multiple internal flights, that's why. Yeah. Basically, that's why. Yeah.
But bearing in mind,
I was thinking QM2. I thought no, that was the year before.
I didn't check Carole's work, and maths, as she pointed out earlier, isn't your strong point, is it?
No, it's not. But we went through them together.
Did we?
We did. Anyway, Craig's asking, have you ever cruised in any dangerous places and thought, I won't do that again?
Well, we did when we did the Red Sea voyage on
Morella Discovery,
we did have armed guards on when we went past. You know that Captain Phillips. Where are they from? Somalia. We did go past.
Well, the southern end of the Suez Canal is known for pirates.
Yeah.
So it's quite a normal practice for cruise ships to have some sort of security on board when you pass through that end. So it wasn't an unusual event, but it was something we'd never experienced before. Would it put us off going to the Red Sea? We would obviously monitor what's going on in the world at the moment. That's
but who's going to monitor?
The monitors. So in essence, no, and we did, and we felt very safe.
We felt very safe.
Yeah.
But is something a little disconcerting when you already know that they've taken on armed guards, and then the captain makes an announcement that if you are in a balcony cabin, when we pass through in the next, say, 5 hours, please don't go out on your balcony and try to keep your lights switched off as much as possible.
Close your curtains.
Yeah, and close your curtains.
And if you hear any announcements, please just, everyone needs to congregate in the centre of the ship. Yeah. We were given very
strict instructions,
but not in a scary way. It was very well done, wasn't it? And Marella handled it very, very well. And it, you know, when we got through the other end, it was amazing because everyone was out on deck and all the armed guards got off and went off in their sort of, you know, boat, I say armed boat, whatever it was, and everyone was cheering, and they all had their guns on their back, and they were all waving. It was quite an experience. So, but that's a great question, Craig. So thank you very much for that. Right, so let's have a look. The next question is from Harold. I've been on 2 Morella Caribbean cruises, and they're wishing they'd increase their itinerary. Would you go on 3 Caribbean cruises? They're all the same ports I've been to. We probably wouldn't. We do like the Caribbean. We've done it a few times, but you're quite right, Harold. A lot of if you're not into sort of sun, beach and sand, then a lot of the Caribbean islands can seem the same. Though some islands do have a lot of history and stuff, so you can get out and about. Morella used to, and this frustrating because Morella used to have a fantastic Asian itinerary that went right through. Well, they did what we did is the start of the Red Sea, and then it went all the way down to Malaysia and around Thailand, etc. And that was a fantastic itinerary. They also had an itinerary that they went to the USA, which they brought back last year, but they've taken that back off. So it is, I can see that you're frustrated, because when you did a Caribbean cruise, you could then tag it on for going up to New York or back down again, but you can't do that anymore, and that is frustrating. So it'd be good to see their itineraries get more unique. I think the great thing about Morella is you actually fly straight into Barbados, don't you? Or which is Barbados or Antigua. I thought it was Barbados.
I know that.
So you're right in the Caribbean to start with. You don't have to go via Miami or Florida. So there's pros and cons, isn't there? But I think from a Mediterranean point of view, they've got some fantastic itineraries.
And they are zhuzhing up some of their itineraries for 2026 because it's their 30th birthday.
So 30th birthday.
So 2026 sailings, just check those out because there is some.
We've just got to go to our website because we've gone to and just type in Morella, and there's lots and lots of posts. We've been working with Morella and getting lots of information out there. So go and check those out.
But even though some of the cruises have got the same name, it might be Jewel of the so and so. They have changed some of the ports of call on several of the 26 cruises.
And Nick's just sharing our website there. So thank you so much, Nick, for that. Morris is here. So Lucy Morris, I hope everyone's able to enjoy great travels this year. Yes, we do too.
Yes, we do.
And Kevin said John's birthday is the day after mine. We know because we've already clocked that, haven't we? It's Kevin's birthday.
Yeah. I mean, we'd send you a birthday card, but your bloody post is on strike all the time.
I know.
Are they still on strike, Kevin? Let us know.
Yeah, let us know because you are on our birthday list, because you are on our Patreon.
Because you've been a good boy this year, so.
So Tom's also saying, hit the wave and hit the like. So thank you very much. Yes, please do. So let's have Nick's also sharing our group cruises information. So yes, so thank you for that, Nick, and our shop. So lovely. Let's have Catherine's confirming that the beaches in Northumberland and North Yorkshire are amazing. Get up here. Yes, we need to. We've talked about it with.
I haven't had any fish and chips answers yet. You're probably taking so long to scroll down. I expect they're all down the bottom.
All right. Whitby in Yorkshire, goth and steampunk is great. We love it twice a year. So because I think Jim and Dwayne, aren't you in Durham way, if I remember rightly? So we definitely need to do that.
That's where the Pink Panther lives, isn't it?
No, I'm not going there.
Durham.
We actually.
You said you wasn't going to do it, but you couldn't help yourself, could you?
We actually went on the train when we went to Edinburgh to meet up with Sean. We went through Durham, didn't we? Do you want to do it again?
No.
Durham. So we definitely would love to do that. Barbara is in the house too, so lovely to see you. Julie's saying, having just got Queen material before Christmas, some staff attitude and service was not good, really. Buffet choice not great. Was Victoria better? Seriously considering cancelling Queen Anne now. Queen Victoria service we could not fault around the bars and everywhere, and the buffet was absolutely superb. Our only observation, which wasn't very, very good, was we were a bit underwhelmed with the main dining room menus. And we had one great meal in there and one that was not so good. But service everywhere else and the buffet, we all said, and even Ken and Lindsay and the people we were with, who never normally go to the buffet, the selection there was absolutely superb. So sorry you had that.
Really good.
Sorry you had that.
Yeah, it does. Well, it doesn't surprise me because I don't know, but you know, we've always when we cruise on our own, we tend not to go to the main dining rooms as much, because it just gets in the way. And if we want to do a sunset or watch a show or whatever, so we tend to use the buffets more. And I think the Cunard, over the 8-9 cruises we've done, had consistently good buffets.
But things differ from time to time, don't they? It's like people say to us, "Oh, we were on the ship and you said that." And I said, "Well, yeah, because at that time,
that's what it was
in that
like,
present moment, that was the reality." So,
but we get people now. So, Julie, bearing in mind your experience now, you get people, if you were a blogger and you put that out, you get people saying, "Well, no, I went on there 3 years ago and it wasn't like that." So you must be lying. It's like, well, no, because everybody's experience is, you could be on the same cruise at the same time, but if you aren't in the same place at the same time, everybody's experience is different.
It is. Nick and Tracy, Whitby fish and chips are superb. As for the best, depends where you go. Cornwall also has. We've had some good.
Well, somebody, funny enough, I saw on social media yesterday, somebody went to Rick Stein's fish and chip shop in Padstow, and I believe you went there.
Yeah.
And they said it was rubbish.
Well, yeah.
It was so overpriced and so overrated.
Yeah.
And the fish wasn't even cooked properly.
So you never know.
I mean, I don't think Rick cooked it himself.
Cruising, both. Apologies for being late. Happy New Year from the island, Princess in Aruba. Oh, very nice. Wow. We definitely want to get on an older Princess ship. We haven't done Princess for 2 years since our last Sky Princess. So we're very excited about getting back on Princess this year. So because we do like Princess. Paul said, my general rule of thumb is the further away you're from the sea, the more likely is you won't be disappointed by fish and chips. Had some dreadful fish and chips at the seaside. So yes, it does.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You feel, and that is such a good analogy, because when you're at the seaside, and I'm the worst culprit for this, you do feel that you have to have fish and chips. It's almost like the law, isn't it, really?
Paulie, wherever you go, you have to have fish and chips.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, so
that's your go-to thing. And I've said maybe you need to start having some more healthier options. Just saying. I do too. But anyway.
Fish and...
add some mushy peas.
Fish and a few less chips.
Max is saying, question. Anyone going on Cunard, Queen Anne to Hamburg, sailing from Southampton on Sunday the 5th? How excited am I? See you on board. Been pestered by hubby for years to do a cruise, and finally we're going. Well, you have a fabulous time, Maxie.
Well, will they be in Hamburg? They won't, will they? Oh, that's such a shame. Because if you'll get to Hamburg on the Monday, I'm assuming. If you were there on the Sunday...
Yes, you could go to our pub.
Go to our pub. It's a banger. It's called Brauhaus München.
Yeah.
And Sunday, it's great to go there anytime, but Sunday's the best.
Yeah. Nick's saying sign up for my newsletter. Yeah, please do, because if you want to be in the loop with what we're planning, then that's where we announce things after our patrons are told. Darren Bird's asking, question, trips. Do you book separate on ship? Predominantly on the ship when we do excursions, just because I'm a bit of a worrywart. And I like to know that if we're going particularly further afield or on a long trip, that I guarantee to get back to the
ship on time.
However, often if we don't do that, we tend to just explore on our own, don't we? But there are some Viator. I know lots of people like Viator, which is a great, and I'm trying to think of the other one. It's on the tip of my tongue then, that a lot of people use that do guarantee you get back to the ship. But I always feel a little bit nervous about that.
Yes. And a nervous Carole is not a happy Carole.
I'm a bit of a worrier. I don't need to chip in.
And when you say a bit,
and as I'm getting older, I worry even more.
She's the billionaire of worriers.
Well, I do worry a lot. Yes. But anyway, but then I'm very happy a lot.
She worries so much, I've got grey hair.
Rose has baked some goodies for Saturday. Ooh, lovely.
I know where Rose is sitting then.
Mike saying, hi, Christine Keane. Brilliant. Oh, Striker McGuire's in the house. All the best, PNC. Nice to see you here. Tracy said the first places in years likely Gisborne on the east coast of New Zealand. I knew it was a little island around there. Kevin says the Northern Lights are called the Aurora here in Calgary because they're northern. Look,
Aurora Borealis.
Yeah. So let's have a look. Happy New Year. Grant saying, what a wonderful way to start the year with a laugh session with Paul and Carole. Well, thank you for being here, Grant. And Gillian's here as well. And Mike saying, yeah, I think they go official and call it the Aurora. They do indeed. So let's see. Happy New Year from Aoife from Ireland. So nice to see you here.
The first place to welcome the new year are west of the international date line. And it's called Kiribati.
Samoa and Tonga.
Which is in the Pacific Ocean.
Which is by New Zealand.
Yeah, there you go.
So let's see what other questions we have. If you've got a question, please write question in capitals so we can spot it because I'm having difficulty. Mark saying about Remy as a specialty restaurant on some Disney ships. We home done Palo, which is the other specialty. I guess that's what we say. We have done Palo, which is the other specialty restaurant Disney, and it was excellent. Well, thank you for that, Mark and Sheila. Happy New Year, Nanny Jude.
Nanny Jude. Hey, Jude.
And in Carole saying, why can't you walk around the prom deck any which way you want? I totally agree. It shouldn't be. It's just a historic thing, isn't it, I think? And obviously some promenades being, I guess, narrower than others. If everyone's going around the same way, I guess it stops the congestion. So I guess it does make sense in some ways. But yeah, if the promenades are big enough, does it really matter?
But
that's a good point.
But if there was lots and lots and lots of people all walking around the same way, wouldn't that cause some sort of vortex?
If they were going really fast.
Yeah. That cause a sinkhole.
Frank and Jen saying, have you spent any time in Yorkshire? After the group cruise, spent another week in the UK and 3 days in York. We have spent some time in Yorkshire, haven't we, Paulie? We've been to the Yorkshire Dales. It's beautiful.
It's lovely. And when you're in York, make sure you go to York
Minster.
Yeah,
fantastic cathedral.
I know that a lot of our American friends, the things they're blown away by is things like cathedrals, because obviously ours date back like 1,000, 1,200, 1,500 years, whereas I know obviously with America you haven't got the
length of
history that we've got, because so English duffer has been going since the beginning of time, aren't we? But York Minster is absolutely fabulous, worth a trip to York alone.
Totally agree. Agree. Striker says he just follows the drinks trolley, but on the promenade. There used to be days. I remember Ken and Lindsay telling us that on P&O they used to come around with the drinks trolley on the. We've never seen that, have we? I've never seen a drinks trolley on a promenade. But wouldn't that be nice when you? That's another thing I love about Cunard. They have the best steamer chairs where you can just lie back and it's really thick padded and just lie there with the sun dappling on your feet and your head in the shade. Dappling. And but it'd be a bonus if the drinks trolley came past, wouldn't it, Paulie?
It'd be just amazing.
We wouldn't get off there, would we?
But it'd need to be like a really quiet drinks trolley, because obviously myself, Carole and her sister, when we were transatlantic in on Mary, we said we'd just have a little sit on one of the steamer chairs. We had one each. We weren't just sat on one. And then you could have counted to 10 And all three of us were asleep until we got woken up. We thought it was a foghorn initially, but it was somebody snoring.
It was. Jim and Dwayne said, keep me and Carole apart. I love a spreadsheet. See?
Ooh.
There's other spreadsheet nerds out there. That's good to hear. So let's see. Peter's saying, what cruise destination is best for a first-timer who suffers from travel sickness? Well, Peter, I would pick an itinerary that was going in the summer months, and a Med cruise. If you flew to the Med, not going from the UK, if you flew to the Med and picked a summer cruise, the chances of you having good weather are very high. So that would be my first option. Cruising at the UK can be very predictable, even in the summer. Unpredictable. Yeah. Well, very predictable because it's normally.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean the top advice is definitely for your first time. It is a bit more hassle, but a fly cruise, you're bang almost. If you go middle of December, then
you do it in the high season.
If you do it in the high
wherever
season,
you're going to make sure it's the high
you
season.
fly to the Med and you do a cruise around the Med where the water is very, very calm for virtually all the time. If you do that and you still think it's horrible, then sailing out the UK is definitely not for you. But that would be my first pick. It didn't, everybody does it well. Princess, Holland America, Royal Caribbean, Morella do stuff out of the Med. Loads and loads of do the fly cruise option, and that is your best way to try your first cruise.
Yeah, and some do 5-day itineraries as well. Morella do that. So pick even a shorter one. Sometimes shorter cruises, they become more party booze cruises. So actually a week is probably a good option to give you a true cruising experience. And the biggie is pick where you pick your cabin. So if you're prone to travel sickness, do not pick a cabin right at the back or right at the front or very high up. If you think of just a pivot, you want your cabin to be low down and in the water. So if a ship does move, in the middle, so middle and low down. Go to our website. I've got an article that I wrote quite a while back just about how to pick the best cabin, because that way your chances of not being seasick. And we've also got a whole post all about seasickness, of medication, etc. So check that out too. Mark says, I agree with you about finding quieter areas on ship, particular celebrity eclipse. Yes, especially it was.
And you think you've found a quiet place, and then a woman sits by you and lets off a great big fart.
Yes.
So no names, though. No names. You wouldn't name and shame anybody, but they are. But they are in the chat.
They are present. Oh dear. Mark's here from sunny Orlando. Hopefully we're going to get some sunshine in February, aren't we, Pauline? Yeah. So Grace said, remember that live music at the pub in Southampton? It was like spoken word. Yeah, we do.
It was
bizarre, wasn't it? That was what we call the Candle Bar.
Yeah, it's a tavern, isn't it? It's a platform tavern.
The platform tavern. Lovely pub if you're in Southampton, but they had a night which was all about this spoken word music, and we happened upon it.
I think it might be called, and Americans, please feel free to correct me, but I think it's called like a poetry slam. And it's like to music, but it's like spoken poetry, not sung poetry, just spoken word poetry, but with some music. And we have to say, it was weird, to say the least. And by that time of the night, and Grace is mostly to blame because she kept buying shots. We were a little bit. You're not listening now, are you?
No, I'm reading.
Right, so Grace is mostly to blame because she kept buying shots.
She did.
We were a little tiny bit tipsy, and when this poetry slam started, we honestly thought it was like a joke or something, like a made up thing. It was so weird.
It was weird. Anyway, it was weird.
Yes, you're back in the room.
I am. And Mike's saying yes, close the theatre doors. Yes, do that. Harold's saying thank you for answering my question. Andy and Carla saying 200 watching, 90 likes. Yes, give us a thumbs up, please. That'll be good.
Disgraceful behaviour.
Let's have a look. Kevin said no, they're not on strike now. Well, that's good then, isn't it? So
I can post his Christmas card now.
You can. Yes, we can. Jerry's on Morella in 29 days. Really wish they would sail from the UK. Yeah, they used to do that too, didn't they? Yeah. So they've stopped Asia, they've stopped USA, and they've stopped UK. And that was great because that was that Northern Lights. We took your dad and sister on, and it was absolutely fantastic. Yeah. So Jim and Dwayne say, yeah, we are Durham. Corin's saying, do you like macaroni cheese? No, happily eating lunch with my boys aged 6 and 11. Ooh, we do. So
macaroni cheese with some garlic bread.
Oh, yes, that's
the
nice.
sauce. Ooh.
So Gillian's just saying, unfortunately, due to the dismal Canadian dollar, I'm only going on one cruise this year. Yes, we've been talking to some Canadian friends that are finding it very, very frustrating. So we feel your pain, Gillian.
And Australia, there.
Yeah, Australia too.
Terrible.
So Catherine's just saying, Magpie is Whitby is famous for fish and chips. We've heard trenchers, but lots to choose from. Definitely, definitely somewhere we need to go. And Tina's saying as well, I agree. I wish Morella would sail from the UK. Exactly. Let me just check my little bit of
Oh, hang on, I got something. Carole, tell Carole, go through everything.
I don't want to miss anything. Well, you want to talk about your TikTok experience this week?
Oh, yes. So I did put a little story on about this on Instagram. Sometimes I'm just watching the television and that might be sport, it just might be day-to-day life. And I think, oh, that's a bit strange, isn't it? So I'll take a photo and I'll just put it on TikTok. So we were watching the Lottery Big Bash. And Fleur East was presenting with Vernon Kay. Two people that we've both actually met on the cruise.
We have. We met Fleur East, who was lovely on Saga.
She was lovely.
Really nice lady. And we met Vernon on Morella.
And with the best will in the world, Fleur is a very beautiful woman. She was fabulous on Strictly, great singer, etc., etc. And I said, I just put a picture of Fleur East in her dress, and I just put, I love Fleur East, but what's the dress all about? Who chose the dress? And the majority of people that commented said that, when you used to go to your nan's house and she had like a thing that would sit over toilet rolls, like a doily knitting thing.
Like
it looked like that. And obviously there was lots of people thought I was being mean, but the majority of people said the same as me. Yeah, like her stylist, what were they thinking? And it wasn't a dig at her at all. It was just all about the dress. Now, I put that on and I thought, well, we put stuff on TikTok. It'll get 500 or 600 views. Our best TikToks ever was Bob and Holly from Innocents Abroad eating a pickled egg. That had like 30,000. And then I put Carole's picture when she was having her eyebrows done. And that had 60,000. And again, lots of mean comments. So, be kind, people. Our TikTok on about just Fleur with her funny dress on, which she obviously thought was lovely, has had 743,000 views.
Nearly 750,000. So if you want to
5 seconds of planning that took. I plan shorts and stuff like that, meticulously edit it, put some music on, do this, do that, overthink it, put it on, it gets hardly any views at all. I put that on, and that's now officially our most successful piece of social media since Paul and Carole was formed.
It is.
So go figure.
If you are on TikTok, do find us, Paul and Carole. It's Paul's space on the internet.
Yeah,
so it's random stuff.
I know people say, well, you're never going to get consistent views because I'll put something on about a cruise and then I'll put Fleur's dress.
It's your bit of fun place. And Paul likes TikTok.
Yeah, and then I'll put something about sport and then I'll put Bob and Ollie eating a pickled egg.
Yeah.
So there's no format. I don't think TikTok know where to pigeonhole me. But in case Fleur is watching tonight, I think you're absolutely lovely.
Yes.
But the dress was a bit funny.
So Jack's asking, have you ever been on the sleeper train to Scotland? If so, what did you think? We haven't, Jack, but we want to do more train travel. That is hopefully in our future, isn't it?
But we have been on a train to Scotland.
Yes.
And we fell asleep. So it's very close.
Similar,
it's very close to what he's asking.
Harold's saying, I wish Morella would bring back Thailand. Yeah. As I said, we work with Marella, so if you do want to book a Morella cruise, if you click through one of our links on our website, we'll be internally thankful because we get a little bit of a kickback from that, and we're an affiliate with them because we're happy to be affiliates with people or products that we truly believe in, and we thoroughly we've done 9 Morella cruises, so I think that says it all, really.
So when you get an email from somebody saying, oh, we're a sportswear company and we think you'd be the perfect fit, we know that you haven't looked at any of the work that we've created, because otherwise you know that I need a sports bra more than Carole does. So it's just like...
And in Carole saying, love Morella, would love to sell on the ships from the UK. They used to do this, but have stopped it. Yeah. All our affiliate links, you don't pay any extra, you don't pay any different. So it doesn't cost you any more.
Yeah. So if you're booking a Morella cruise, do it through our website. Thanks.
Nick and Tracy, healthier options. Happy New Year, Paulie Morgan.
Yes.
Max is actually going to Hamburg on a 5-day city break. So do try it out, that bar, because it is great fun. Kevin's saying he's a worrier as well. So there you are. And Yvonne's saying, I'm a mega worrier. I think I have a PhD in it.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait to spend more time with you, lot of worry warts.
I know. Aoife's saying as well, I'm a worrier too. I'm a prepper type packer when it comes to holidays. Yeah, I'm the same.
Oh my God.
And Barbara says she's a worrier too. I feel better knowing others are too. I think it's, and it's true, Barbara, isn't it? I think, and as you get older, you do worry a bit more, don't you? And sometimes I'll wake up and I'll start thinking about stuff, and then I'll worry about something. Then I have to say to myself, shut up, go to sleep. You're worrying about just silly stuff. So
the best thing about all this is Carole will say to me, why are you worried about that? Because it's outside your circle of influence. And then she'll worry about it.
Yeah, exactly.
On my behalf. So I don't have to worry about anything now because Carole just worries for me, which is a very nice thing for her to do.
So Corin's saying Calgary's not really north. It's level with Milton Keynes. Is it? Are you sure? I thought we were a lot lower down than Canada. So why don't we get snow in Milton Keynes like they do in Calgary then?
All you get in Milton Keynes is roundabouts.
Yeah, that's true.
And stone, concrete cows.
Is there concrete cows?
Yeah, concrete cows, yeah.
Have you just made that up?
No, I haven't made it up. You know me, mate. There's Milton Keynes, and when Milton Keynes was built and they were putting all the stupid road system in, which had like around about every 30 seconds, there's loads of concrete cows on the side of the road for some reason.
Oh. And said, I'm a super warrior, so you're not on your own. Thank you very, very much. So let's have a look. Any other... Sam Lloyd presents saying, sailing community the first time in March. What's the most important or unique thing to do on the world's only ocean liner?
G32 nightclub.
Get up on deck. I think it's 10, which sits right above the bridge, is an observation deck. And it's right, and above that is a glass one called the Lookout. Get right up at the top of Queen Mary, right at the front, and that is fantastic views right over the bow of the ship and looking back. You have to go up in one of the what we call the Willy Wonka glass lifts at the front. So go and check that out, and make sure you spend time by the funnel because the views over the front and back are just spectacular.
But when you go up to that, what's it called? Observation deck, which is over the bridge. If you take a little wooden steering wheel with you, you can pretend you're driving.
You can. You could do that. Yeah. It wouldn't be something I'd be put in the case though. Jim and Dwayne saying the Promenade walk I think comes from the old warships and the way they loaded the cannons in order so you didn't get hit with firing cannon. Oh really? That's interesting, isn't it? Julie said, thinking of booking Titan to tour Japan. They pick you up from home. Massive bonus, I think. We're very impressed with their organisation in Canada. We had a great tour with Titan. We did actually Japan with Riviera, who were excellent too. So either or, isn't it? Either or.
When we did Canada, Titan was fabulous.
Yeah.
And when we did
Riviera,
when we did Japan,
and they both, like you say, pick you up door to door, and that's a huge bonus. Yeah. You don't have to think. When you're away, obviously you have to be organised with your paperwork. No, you don't have to worry.
Did you worry?
No.
Are you sure?
I didn't. Only when you took me up that stupid lift on Banff. So, So guided tours, I would do another one in a heartbeat because it's absolutely fantastic. So we cruise on a Morella, explore 8 weeks, then you can recommend on board a Morella ship. Make sure you go to the entertainment. Is that what you're going to say?
No.
Oh. Because
make sure
their shows are fantastic.
Because I now have to make healthy choices. You can make unhealthy choices on my behalf. Oh no, it's Explorer, not Voyager, isn't it? Oh, disregard that. I thought you meant Voyager because that's got pies all the time. Every day there's a pie.
No, he's on Explorer.
Oh no.
So,
but yes, entertainment is amazing.
It is. Let's have a look. Tracy B said she sailed the British Isles last August in pretty good weather, except we missed Orkney. Yeah, you just never know, do you? So Harold's saying squid and anchor at night and the shows. Don't bother with premium drinks, breakfast at the restaurant, not buffet. So squid and anchor gets really busy. So on all the ships, doesn't it? So if there's stuff going on in there, I'd recommend getting very, very early. But it is a great venue,
especially if they have band jam.
Yes,
which would be towards the end of your cruise. They usually have it in the Squid and Anchor, and it's pretty much all the musicians from around the ship, the duos, the trios, the bands, the solos, the violinists, they all appear in band jam. So when you see that on the program, get there nice and early, get a seat near the stage because it's fab. It
is. Lee's just saying, if you had to pick a surprise cruise for the other person, what would you both choose if money was no option? Oh, that's a good question, Lee. Surprise cruise for you?
Well, the surprise cruise for Carole would, money no object, would be Antarctica. Because I think that's the one that there's stuff she wants to do. She wants to do Hawaii and places like that, and Australia, New Zealand, and the South Pacific and things like that. But those aren't financially, they're enough money, but those financially aren't ridiculously out of our reach. So we'd have to pull our horns in a bit, as my dad would say. But Antarctica is like ballistic.
Yeah.
Unless there was a big windfall, it's very unlikely that we're ever going to get there. But money no object, then yes, that would be what, and that would also get us into Argentina as well. So there's the South America as well. So
yeah,
is that a good choice? Do I know you well?
Yeah, you do. For Paul, it's not so much about the destination, it's about music and food. Paul loves a great rock band, which is why we keep going back to Holland America. You love the music on Holland America, don't you? So I think it's not about, Paul will thoroughly enjoy wherever you take him to, but for him, it's the music, and you just love it, don't you?
I do.
You do. You just love live music. So yeah. Corinne's saying, I'm certain, Carole, it's because of the continental effect. UK has a maritime climate, keeping it warmer. Oh, okay. So the difference between Calgary and Milton Keynes. And Ross is asking, when are you going to cruise the Great Lakes? Well, we'd love to.
Where's that?
And between Canada and America.
I thought you meant like Windermere and places like that, because we've done that, haven't we?
We've done Windermere. We've cruised Windermere,
yes. Right, from one end to the other.
Exactly that. So let us know if you've got any more questions there. And I'm just seeing Julie's got Carole Morella too, which is why I want Titan to pick me up from home. Yeah, a lot of companies will pick you up. Well, not a lot, but there are a lot of the more sort of what you would say luxurious companies that do an all-inclusive that will pick you up at home. Saga do it too. So you can get picked up from home. And they're part of Titan and Saga are part of one of the same company, aren't they?
The same company, yeah. I think Saga own Titan now. I think
they bought Titan, didn't they? If I remember.
But yes, it's a great beginning and end to your cruise, because it just takes all the worry out of it. You just get in, and I think especially coming back, because you've just come back from a long flight, if you're doing Japan or Canada or wherever it might be, and then you just get in that. They've got lovely, comfortable vehicles as well, big minibusy type thing. Yeah. And you just get in there and get your head down. Because
there's nothing worse, is there, after a long flight, particularly a long haul flight, and then you've got to think about driving home. You just want to take home. Nick said we've cruised Lake Windermere. It didn't take long. No, it doesn't. No. And Corinne's saying I'm going with Titan on my small ship cruise in Croatia in April. So lovely. I can't believe I just looked at the time. Mm-hmm. It's now at 13. How mad's that again? We never stop chatting, do we?
Well, one of us don't.
One of us don't. So I think we'll wrap it up there, Paulie.
Yes, we'll wrap it up.
So thank you so much for joining us. Anything else you want to add? Let me check my
check your thing. I'm gonna get some fireworks. Come on, baby. There they are.
So I just want to say to everyone that's joining us on our London meetup, we can't wait to meet you on Saturday. So we're looking forward to that. And whatever cruise plans you got this year, then we hope they all go well.
We most certainly do. So bye for now.
Yes.
See some of you Saturday, and see the rest of you
next Thursday. Let me just check we're okay for next Thursday. I'm sure we Oh, I'm not seeing anything. Let me just double check. So that's the 9th. So yes, we're good for next Thursday. So same time, same place, and we will see you next week.
Cheers all.
Bye for now.